And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked. The 21-yard line. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lawrence. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On first down, Murray. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 3rd down, Murray. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Listen to me.
Back near the goal line, Cousins. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
First.
On second down, Cook. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. It was Maurice Hurst who got him down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Mario Edwards coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And taken right at the 35. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. They pitch it out to Murray. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
That'll go as a loss of 5. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
But forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he's able to hold on to the football.
On 3rd down, it's Murray. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Cousins on 1st down. Flush to his right. And complete right side to Cook. And he takes it all the way up to the 45-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 45 yards. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Garden. Second quarter. Cousins now to throw on first down. Steps away to his left. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Here we go. Bring the energy.
Second down, Cousins. And this is Cook with the ground. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lawrence. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Carr with a give to Murray. Finding room to the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. And it's up and good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They start the drive with Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
This defensive unit ranks 3rd in the NFL against the run. If they keep making plays like that, they might move up in the rankings, but you got to like what they're doing. Plugging up the middle, able to run to the perimeter. People just can't do much against them.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. Flushed out right. His throw incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target. 3rd down here.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins, eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
29.
To throw, it's Carr. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run the counter with Murray. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. That was second down run for Murray. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Carr. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And out now come the Vikings. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of...
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. A first down throw for Cousins. Buying time to his left. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
All right, now here we go, oh. Gun.
Cousins now on second down. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Final play of the half. Cousins. He's going to try and go deep again. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Now Cousins over the middle here to Rudolph. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
They go with Murray again. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat. Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well. Cousins from the gun on third. And this is going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard. Yeah, and when the second half comes, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been terrific so far. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game? You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. Rolling to his right. Lets it go for Nelson. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Harrison Smith, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago. He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not much room to operate as they'll get this up only to about the 41. The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop. I have to think a major focus at a halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating. Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks. Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. To throw, Cousins. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And he's backfield. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the... Cousins now. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They give them a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team, because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Here's Carr. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Derek Carr, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Gun.
Here's Cousins. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. 3rd and long for Cousins. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. Carr turns, hands to Murray. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Yellow, already in there. Yellow. There's a hard on.
Throwing, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Khalil Mack, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Throwing is Cousins. Flush to his right. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A good pickup there at 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Now Cousins. He's going to let it fly. Equanimeous St. Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. Carlson now to kick this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Raiders on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Again, it's Murray. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
Let's go. 2.
Cousins on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here, because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. On second down, Cousins again. He's going to let it fly. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's third down.
Here we go. Hey, 382, Liz 50. 4 down, check.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That'll be complete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Carr going to throw here. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Carr. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. In for the score. And the Raiders add on to their lead. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game.